Hello, everybody, and you are tuned in to another episode of Loans and Coffee. My name is Janae, also known as Indigo Nay. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to my YouTube channel as well to watch the visuals. So before we get started, I want everybody to go around the room, introduce yourself to the people.
Oh, this is Mark.
Hey everybody, this is Q. Follow me on Instagram at QBird and my business page at Quintrell Boutique LLC.
This is Big Al. Follow me at Alvin _TRE. I got fucked up by one of my followers. His name is Charlie Big Al. Follow me on Instagram at charlie.bang_.
All right, so let's get started. So today we're gonna kind of talk about two different topics. We're gonna talk about independence, within women, as well as being masculine in men. So to get started, I decided to talk about this today because there was a recent video that got released from I Am Athlete. If you guys don't know who that is, current and past football players created a podcast kind of to talk about life as an athlete as well as other things that kind of relate to society as Black men.
Oh, Trump Cinco.
All right, so to get started, I just want to play a quick game, and we're going to kind of talk about things that kind of come to mind. So can everybody close their eyes real quick? I'm going to say a word, and I want you to tell me the first thing that comes to mind when you hear this word. All right. The first word is relationships. Go ahead, Q.
The first thing that comes to my mind when I hear the word relationships is stressful.
Rich?
Comfort.
Okay. Mark?
Lucrative.
Okay.
Yeah.
And CJ?
Big Siri.
Entanglements.
All right, next word. Close your eyes, guys. All right, the next word is women. When you hear women, what is the first thing that comes to mind? Mark?
Difficult.
Q?
Amazing.
Period. Rich?
Amazing.
First of all, I don't think anybody asked you, but
Right, because it wasn't your turn.
Come on,
because niggas always commented on what's a good woman. If you want to be a woman, just say that.
All right, because somebody's desk needs to get put out the classroom. CJ, what do you think about when you hear women?
you just skipped Rich.
No, he answered. He said amazing.
Oh,
Shout out to Rich.
I'm gonna say beautiful.
Okay.
Fine.
All right, close your eyes. When you hear jobs or job, what is the first thing that comes to mind? Mark?
I don't know, honestly. I can't put a mic in my
Raise his hand.
Hey.
All right, we'll come back to you. Rich?
Pass.
Money.
Okay, CJ?
Stressful.
Q?
I don't work jobs, bitch. I am a job. It's like,
All right,
shout out to
City
City Girls, but
Yes!
I'm ready to fucking quit. I don't need no motherfucking job.
Listen. All right. Last one. Close your eye. When you hear future, what do you think? Mark?
Well,
Period. Q?
Right. Blessings overflow.
Hallelujah. CJ? CJ!
I don't think anything comes to mind.
Hi. LOL for that answer. Future.
Not the rapper.
Of course not. Even though you always call me him. I'm gonna think of blessings in disguise.
okay, that's deep.
Rich?
That's a hard one. That's a hard one. March Madness. Facts, bro.
To be continued.
Y'all suck.
Because you don't know what's going to come in the future.
Oh, okay. To be continued is what you mean. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I like that. All right.
It's a lot.
Okay. So again, guys, I decided to talk about this because I wanted to really discuss men, emotions, women, how just a whole bunch of shit that we kind of be going through. We're all young in here. We all Black. And I want us to kind of be able to talk about.
Why you have to say that last part?
Because we are all black. That's what I have on here.
That's what the.
I have on here as black men.
What are some
Concoction?
I'm thinking about my drink. Caucasian person.
Caucasian?
Caucasian.
This nigga fucking Southernism. Mother chucker.
What if a Caucasian person get on my lap?
There's nothing wrong with that. This is a blacks only. No, I'm joking.
You can say white.
Yeah, because you might as well say color. All right, so I'm gonna play a clip from I'm Athlete so you guys kind of understand why exactly I decided to choose this video. I want you guys to share your opinions after watching it. Okay.
She had breast cancer. Now she had skin cancer. And when all that happens, I think about it. Well, we're not immortal. Well, everybody has an expiration date. And to deal with that, why don't we, to y'all's point, why don't we talk to each other? Like Chad, you just said, your support system is small. We so cool with each other. Our kids play together. We hang out. We party. We gamble. Why don't men talk to each other about stuff like this? Why when I having a tough time, do I not call y'all?
Like what Brandon said just a few minutes ago. You know, like Z and Z, yeah, Z is the boy, yeah. Right, Z. You teach your son to be strong and be tough. You play football. They say you.
You sound dumb.
That's from all them hits to the head.
Yeah, they actually, you guys should watch it because they were talking about CTE.
CTE is a very dangerous
drug. They were talking about
thing.
CTE.
But that's real.
Concussion.
Because most people be like, when I played football, they was like, oh, you should be able to handle anything. You play football.
Yeah.
Like, it's a very
That was a good movie.
crazy sport. Really.
All right, so back to the topic. What did you guys think about that clip that we just showed? Q?
I think that's real shit because, like you said, why can't you talk to your best friend, your brother, another male? And it's mainly because of how you brought up. They teach you to be strong. They don't teach you to, dissect your feelings and things like that and talk to other people. And you just got to think about it. If you have kids, say you have a daughter, how are you going to, if something happens to her mother, how are you going to be that type of individual for her if all you're taught is how to be strong? You don't have a sensitive side.
CJ?
To get into Q's answer, it depends on who's the father. It depends on how the father was raised. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Like how I was raised, I was always raised to figure it out on my own. Like do this, do that. You can do it. Anything is possible. So that kind of made me to be really independent. But it also depends on the father. Like the father will or should raise a daughter to be independent and do it by herself, so she won't have to worry about it.
No, but not to be independent. I mean how to express your emotions. If you're not doing that, what if your daughter's in the corner crying? You say, "Get up! You can do it! Man up!" Like she's not a man; she's a girl.
It depends if she's raised in a single household with just a father.
But then that affects her later on down the road because then she doesn't know how to be emotional when she then meets a man that is expecting her to be an emotional female because he's a man. If he wants another man, he'll be with another man.
Right. True.
And
so it's like a never-ending pattern. So you gotta find it somewhere. I'm not saying be emotional with everybody, but you have to be emotional with certain people. And oftentimes, most men are not emotional with anybody. Like you said, if you got something going on, you're gonna go listen to music and go run real quick.
Yeah.
What if your daughter is sad and she don't want to get up and go and she want to talk about it? Yeah, like they can't talk about it because you gonna say, man, you got that, you independent, not everybody wants to hear that all the time.
But you can't judge them. You gotta judge their past because sometimes that's how they was raised.
Can I say something real quick and then we go to Mark?
Right.
For me, when it comes to that, that's why we say, people say all the time, come heal. Because yes, we cannot control our childhood. We didn't ask to be here. We didn't ask to come to the parents that we have or be raised however we were. And because of that, I don't fault you for what happened, but we all grown now. So what do you do with that information? You know that it's wrong. You know that you was raised this way and it's not okay. How are you going to move on from that? We got to go to Mark and then we come back to you.
Nah, touching on what you just said, I actually just started learning to be more emotionally in touch. You know what I'm saying? Cause, I grew up with my mom, my sister, my dad was in prison all my life. So legit, it was just being rough and tough because I was the man of the house. So legit, I just now started to get more on the emotional side and in touch with my emotions because legit, I'm just aggressive in conversation. Like Kayla can tell you, I'm aggressive as fuck in conversation. I just be like, fuck it, I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand. Anybody else's thoughts on the video? What you thought?
I think it's just how the person was raised. It depends on the child and the household that they're in.
So I just have one question for you, CJ. So when you saying all that, I get it. Say you have a daughter and she needs that from you. Are you gonna try to figure it out, or are you just gonna say that's how I was raised and that's that?
Nah, I'm gonna try to work for her.
Okay.
It depends on her future. I'm not gonna have her grow up the same way I grew up. You know?
Okay, gotcha.
That's the thing.
all that matters.
I'm working so hard, and the reason why I am the way I am is because I don't want my kids to have the same future. I mean, the same past that I had. I want them to grow up extremely differently than when I went through.
Understandable.
I appreciate that. Rich.
I completely understand where CJ coming from, but I was raised in a single parent household with a mother. So I knew how to be emotional. I knew how to show my emotions and shit. But I had to grow up real fast. So I had to be a man real early. So it's really rough, really, to be honest. It's like I learned everyday type thing.
And, obviously, like I said, I appreciate asking you guys this because obviously, myself and you are women, so we have different perspectives. Now, for me personally, kind of like to what you said, I had to grow up fast too. My dad passed away, and automatically, as soon as that happened, it was like it was like a light switch. Automatically, it was like, you have to do these things because it's just your mom now.
Right, I'm tired of fucking picking up shit. Oh, goddamn.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm tired of picking up goddamn trash.
What age were you?
I was 10.
I was 3.
So when my dad passed, I didn't even have time to really grieve. It was like, literally, I remember, I could tell you guys straight up, like the day that he died, my grandma said to me, she said, oh, my girl's Jamaican. She's like, it's just your mother now. It's just her. You have to do it good now. And I'm like, how do you put that pressure on a 10-year-old to tell me that I have to do this? I didn't even get an opportunity. I cried once when my dad died because of that. So that's why I asked, because I know a lot of men, especially black men, are kind of raised to that man up, don't cry, don't do this and the third. But I want you guys to understand how kind of hard and difficult that is in a relationship for a woman who's also been through things to try and relate to a man who's been through things. They kind of say it based off of survival. People say, oh, a woman based off survival can't date a man based off of who was born off of love. You guys agree? CJ and then Mark.
I will go with understanding, like the woman will have to understand the man's past and the man will have to understand the woman's past. Like, if the man was raised with no parents, for example, me, it just, I was raised with no parents. My mom's in past passed away when I was 5.
Oh, no, when I heard no parents, I heard no one. Like, no one at all.
I've been to multiple different foster homes, but it depends on how the child was raised, like. In my shoes, I was raised to just do the shit on your own, go out, go to school, find your way back. If you deal with any issue, deal with that shit on your own.
Can I ask you a question real quick? And then we go to Mark.
What's up?
Do you like that? Do you like dealing with things on your own?
Sometimes I feel more accomplished, like when I knock things off, I'll be like, yeah, I fucking knocked it off.
I get that you feel accomplished, but do you
like it? Yes like compared to somebody helping you, do you like it if you're doing it by yourself?
If you could sit back and say, oh my God, can you do this for me? You could just relax. Would you prefer that?
Who wouldn't? Okay. Who wouldn't take the easy way out?
That's not the easy way out, though.
Damn it! You were so close.
Right?
I think it's just because how I was raised. I think I see that as the easy way out, But I do understand where you're coming from. Yes, I would like it. Okay. But I think that's the easy way out.
Once you experience it, you're never going to want to let it go.
Exactly. But I just say I think that's the easy way out.
All right, Mark and then Rich.
Oh, no, I think he's touching on what we're talking about now. So I'm going back to the original Jones. So
you sure? Okay, Rich, go ahead.
I'm going to say, because this is my boy, that's what he's used to.
Uh-huh.
So that's what he's used to. So when you grow up doing something, it sounds like, and it seems like a habit. Mm-hmm. So you do this all the time, every day, all day. So once you don't have nobody in your corner, what you need somebody for? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you did this your whole life, it seems like second nature.
But that's also because, kind of like what I said, you didn't choose that life. Naturally, a child is not supposed to have to do shit on their own. Even human beings, we're all grown. We still ask friends, peers, schoolmates, whoever it is, for some type of help. It doesn't have to be, could you guide me and hold my hand and do it this way? But everybody needs somebody. It doesn't have to be romantic, but we all need somebody.
Hallelujah.
You weren't, like I said, no child is supposed to be in that position to have to do it alone. Nobody's supposed to do that.
You're right.
But because you were, and now if you have the opportunity where somebody's willing to help you, you have to allow them.
But
well, you don't have to allow them. Sorry, I shouldn't say you have to.
But see, he has a different story. Like I said, I grew up with a single mother. She had 3 jobs her entire life.
Right.
So what time did she have for me? So eventually, before I came to where position I'm in right now, I had 4 jobs. So I had to do this shit on my own as well.
Right.
Because,
so you don't get tired of that?
Yeah, you get tired of it, but this is the thing. When you raised like that and you grew up doing that, why would you want to put your load on somebody else?
No. Let me finish.
Can I just answer this?
All right, go ahead, Q, and then we go to Mark.
Why would you not? All right, boom. So you said your mother had all these jobs, so then you took on all these jobs, right?
Yeah.
Same scenario for me. So I was working all these jobs because I know that I can, and I know that I need to take care of myself because nobody else is going to do it. But it gets to the point where your body gets tired. My body got so tired, I started having asthma attacks and everything else on the sun. I don't have asthma. My body started shutting down because it was so tired of me always doing it on my own. So now it gets to the point where I got no choice, or I'm gonna fucking stop breathing at any point in time.
The mind, body, and
spirit. Why not allow somebody to come in and help you and take that load off of you, and so that your body is not stressed? I'm in my 20s. Why am I about to pass out for no reason? Never had this diagnosis before. So you're killing yourself. I'm not sleeping.
We need to blame the government for that one, though. Mark, go ahead.
And then, I feel what you're saying, but like with me just growing up and like, you know what I'm saying, I've been working since I was like 12, 13, you know what I'm saying? Just because I had to, you know, make some shape for my mom, because my mom, my sister. So I really didn't care about, you know what I'm saying, my body stopping and everything. I was just trying to put them into position.
Exactly.
Right, but when you in that moment and the shit happens, you like, yo, I could really die.
Fuck it.
No.
That's the thing, though.
No.
It is what it
but
is.
It's the thing, though.
Because it's so much that you've never experienced.
Listen,
I'm not that.
But listen, as a man, though, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I get what you're saying.
You
as a man.
You take on that whole load. You know what I'm saying? Especially everybody in your household. That's the purpose of why we talked about this. You know what I'm saying?
It's sad.
So
it is.
It's sad. Like, but now I know that that's not the correct thing. But I mean, at that point, it was doing what you had to do. I was doing what I gotta do.
And my thing with that as well, and then we're gonna get to the next topic, is this: that position and that hold should have never even been placed on you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I know it happens, but that's why we say that we have these conversations now, so we can break it now. Because I've been working since I was 14. Like y'all all been saying, who the fuck want to do that? We 14.
I want to brag like them kids that say, my mom gave me a debit card. I ain't got to do shit.
Yeah, my mom did
this.
My
bills, my phone bill.
Hey, you know the kids would be like, my mom put me on their credit, so every time she swiped her card,
they just good.
Yes.
Like no, we wasn't able to do that. Just kind of like what Rich said. My mom worked all the time. All she did was work, and that played a role on me. I didn't think it was nothing, and then it got placed onto me, where I felt like all I had to do was work. And I'm 25 now, and I'm like, yo,
I'm tired.
Not even
quit a job and say I don't give a fuck. That money come.
My thing is this though: I don't want to die early if I don't have to
at all.
And I know how I am when it comes to money. I'm a Capricorn, so I put my shit in it, my foot in it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So okay, yeah, exactly. So I like really try and make sure I grind for that. But I couldn't sleep.
It was so crazy.
I couldn't eat.
I didn't even realize it. I was sitting down one day after work. I had literally just ended one of my jobs. Didn't even realize it. I'm just sitting. I'm like, yo, why can't I breathe? My mom's like, oh, you're fine. Just breathe into a paper bag. I'm breathing into the paper bag. Ain't shit happening. I'm like, yo, I'm about to pass out. Get to the hospital. I'm in the ER. Pass out in the ER.
I've been in both of y'all shoes before.
And that shit is scary. So I'm not working I'm not killing myself for nobody else's business. God told me that money is always gonna come, and it always does. And I've touched a lot of bread, so I'm good.
And there's this post that I saw on Instagram that we're gonna get to the next topic. That was like, you know, I don't want to work. You know, I'm supposed to be butt naked, walking around in the forest eating fruit. Like originally, that's how we're supposed to be living, and they created this lifestyle. I didn't make the post.
Just agree with it.
But the point is, we are sitting here, you know, as at our age, we are hustlers. I could really say, like, all of us in this room, in general, really work hard and we grinding.
They asked
but Jamaican. It came to me.
They would ask me if I was Jamaican.
For real?
Yeah,
because I never slept. Shout out to my Jamaicans. But to me, like I said, it came to a point where I started imagining shit, and I was like, yo, can you picture your future? You know,
I thought you meant you were going crazy.
Nah. I was closing my eyes and I was like, can I imagine myself old? Can I imagine myself? And I realized my job was stressing me out so much that I couldn't even think of. When I picture my future, I picture, you know, me living good, but I couldn't really see myself.
I don't want to imagine that type of stuff. That just scares me.
I didn't mean old like 80. I'm
Just
speaking
old
like
in general.
45.
don't
Like,
even
I just couldn't even think of it. And normal people, they're, oh, you know, I'm gonna have family and kids. And I was like, yo, can I picture myself with family? Can I picture myself with a husband, with kids? And I realized my job was doing that to me. I'm like,
no, chill out.
Peter,
That's a real nigga.
So we can hear what?
I'm gonna tell him that too.
You
I'm gonna tell him.
Anybody knows me knows I love that dog.
We love you, Santana.
Uh-huh.
But you guys understand the point. All right, so next topic. This is kind of going to be a blend between. This is going to be a blend between the men and the women. Q, I want you to answer as well. But I want us to kind of talk about independence. All right, so anyways, back to what we were saying. I'm very curious about independence. So, you know, there's so many songs where they talk about and bigging us up. Miss Independent, Independent Woman by Destiny's Child. I actually wrote down a quote because I wanted to talk about this real quick.
Is it Proverbs 31?
I came prepared.
You wanted to talk about independent men or independent women?
Can I get...
Oh, sorry.
All right, so Destiny's Child says, try to control me, boy, you get dismissed. Pay my own car note, pay my own bills.
Can you pay my telephone?
Always 50-50 in a relationship. Y'all know the rest. So that's my independent woman. So I know last week we kind of put your motherfucking hand
at the beginning.
We're not ready.
Facts, because the lyrics match up with what I was about to say.
All right, we're getting there. But to me, I think that's very important because last episode we kind of talked about money a little bit and control. So women get deemed, especially black women. I can't speak of no other race because I'm black. It's always seen as a bad thing for us to be independent. You're too independent, or you're not dependent enough. And like the lyrics, put your motherfucking hands down. Let me finish. So, you know, basically like what the lyrics says, try to control me. So my biggest fear, like I always stated, is allowing a man to feel like he controls me because he puts his money into me. You know, kind of like what we discussed earlier, being raised to kind of do it for myself. Like I got it out the mud, this and the third. You know, for me, it's been so hard because I can't even, you got to really trust somebody and know, like, they say they're going to pay the bills. It don't mean that they're going to try and control you. So that's why it's so hard for me. I don't think being independent is a bad thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I feel like any man who wants a woman who's not independent scares me because why? I feel like you want to control her. But I guess I'll get you guys' opinion. Let's go. Let's first start off with
You better
Mark.
say any money more.
Mark.
Oh, it's because he wasn't ready to say
Let's
anything.
start off with Rich.
Let's start off with Rich.
I fuck with you, bro.
Hey, Doc, she already on it.
Facts, bro.
That's crazy.
Alright. I'm gonna talk about the song first.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
So nowadays people reflect back on like back in the day, like when a man's in a household, he's supposed to be the head of the household, so he's supposed to take care of everything, right? But this is 21st century. Why we can't have like a partnership and shit?
I don't know. I think that, and she also says that. She said always 50-50 in a relationship.
Yeah.
Which is what Beyonce
She
said.
said that.
Most, I can't
But
speak.
females nowadays, they still like some people
What
be
did we
like,
talk
Please don't
about?
generalize all
What
of
did we
them.
talk about that?
my
Some.
bad, I can't
Most
say
some female.
I can't say female, the word female, because I guess it's
Oh
a
yeah, say woman.
metaphor of bitch. Even though I don't say bitch.
Continue.
Interesting.
Woman.
Anyways,
nowadays.
Some women, got you.
Facts.
Some women feel like the man should still take care of everything. But why can't it be a partnership? You know, like
I think it's
I
still.
feel like that'd be better.
I think it still can be a partnership. Like if he pays the bills, like not the bills. Like let's say he pays the rent. Personally, I wouldn't. If you want to pay it, please. But like I said, it'll be hard for me. It would be hard. Because, and it all depends on whose name's on the lease. Because if my name's not, and you get angry,
I don't give a fuck whose name is on the lease. I've been here for more than 30 days. Kick me out, and I will call the police.
It actually is a crime in New York. Actually,
It's a crime
It's called
in most
called
states.
squatting. Squatting.
Alright,
Somebody's
I'm a
at-
squatter.
if somebody's at your house longer than 30 days.
But that's usually for like 7 years, I thought.
No, it's
No,
30
if
days.
if they're at your residence for more than 30 days, they're considered a squatter. You'd have to take them to court.
In Virginia.
Yes.
In New York, I know.
I don't-
Virginia,
Yes.
Virginia.
New York
I don't
is
know
a
about
house.
none of that.
Anyways,
I don't know about none of that vocabulary, but I want an independent woman.
You want a Proverbs 31 woman? Are you sure?
You want to quote it for the people?
I want an independent woman because I don't need no little scared little girl who can't take up for herself.
I'm glad you said that, but I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna let this gentleman here talk because he raised his hand.
Hey.
It's CJ.
It's CJ on the mic. The DJ's in the booth. So what I was thinking was, I think if the male pays the full rent, I think the female should pay the rest of the necessities in the household, meaning Wi-Fi, water, or electricity, if the apartment, says you have to pay that. But I think the female should pay the rest. Or I think, the female should accommodate to the man, whether he says clean, cook, or, such and such, like at least help out if the male pays for the full amount of the rent. I think the woman in the house should definitely pay for help, assist cooking, whether the male is working 24/7 or comes back from a long day and has no food to eat. And, he comes home and the woman is just not doing nothing. And if she is working,
because it's 21st century, I don't know a lot of women who want to. I mean, some women want to be stay-at-home moms, but most of us work and we hustling.
There's a lot of women who choose to be stay-at-home moms and choose not to work and have the man.
But we talking about we're not talking about stay-at-home moms. We're talking about y'all both work.
Oh, if we both work, then pay the dangling bills that's off the
on the military spouses.
Exactly.
It's Q in the building.
Wow.
So let me just get this straight. You guys want an independent woman?
I want a woman who's gonna work with me. I don't want a woman who's independent.
Do you want an independent woman?
I want a woman who can work past me.
I want a woman who's gonna.
When I say an independent woman, I'm asking, do you want a woman that can, if you fall down bad today, she can take care of shit?
Yes.
Okay.
Amen.
Not saying
they got no hand claps.
Most men, they say they want that, but they don't really want that because
they ain't got no hand
starts with their insecurity.
See, because this is what I was gonna say. A lot of times men see women who are independent as intimidating.
Very much so.
They get very intimidated. They see a woman who got her own shit, especially some guys who still live at home with their parents or
and I believe she's saying this because most of the time a woman who is taking care of herself, got all her bills paid, can buy her whatever she wants, she's gonna talk shit. She's not just gonna be quiet and shut the fuck up.
Most men like me like that, and I think that's a beautiful turn on and extremely sexy. Why? Because I'm not chasing after a woman who's looking to jump into the bag that I'm chasing. I'm looking to chase after the woman who has it and is going after the same goal that I has in order so we can build this same temple together. I'm not trying to just look for the same.
I hear that, and I hear a lot of other young men your age say that, but that's not the case because it doesn't stroke their ego. Because you tell her to do one thing, she's not doing it because if you don't do it, she's gonna get the fuck up and go do it herself, or find somebody else who can do it, and not have someone who's trying to control her. Which leads back to when men think that they want an independent woman. They want an independent woman, then they come in and they say they're gonna provide for most of the household things, which are the big bills, and they want her to take care of the little bills, which she does. But then it gets to the moment where he said, "I pay this, I pay that." I don't give a fuck what you pay because I can pay it myself. I can pack the fuck up and leave today.
But I want you to pay it.
Right. But then they try to hold that over your head like, oh, I pay the rent, I say this, I say that, I make control. Or then it's, I want to come home to a cooked meal. But you both have jobs, you want to be 50-50, right? So why do you want to come home to a cooked meal every day? Maybe she wants to come home to a cooked meal. Maybe she doesn't want to fucking clean this up. Maybe she doesn't want to vacuum the goddamn carpet. Maybe she don't want to walk the dog and take the goddamn kids.
And then, God forbid, you tying kids into that. Then you tying kids.
You okay?
I like vacuuming.
No, and I agree because, and then we're gonna get to the next question because I feel like a lot of people do say that they feel like they expect X, Y, Z, and that kind of goes into what me and Q talk about all the time about submission. We talk about men want a submissive woman, this and the third. Women are not going to be submissive to a man who does not deserve the submission.
First of all, she's a Proverbs 31 woman when she fights the right man.
Can she quote Proverbs? What Proverbs?
So can somebody pull it up?
Oh, so you don't even know about it.
She still knows Proverbs.
I don't know it verbatim. No, I don't.
I don't want a woman. I don't want a woman who's going to be submissive to me. I only want a woman who's going to be submissive to me during sex at times, certain times. But back to the bill paying and stuff. I want a woman who's actually going to work with me, who's on the same team as me, so we can build towards our goal. You know, I don't want to work for someone the rest of my life, so I either have the woman.
You gotta let down your guard for her to be that woman.
Oh, my guard will be very let down when I meet that woman to build towards that goal.
You're playing it
Listen, whatever theme song is going on in the background, whatever theme song is going on in the background, I don't know why that's happening, but I just. I'm looking for that individual person to build towards that goal.
I hope you find it.
And
all right.
So much shade going on here.
It was some good music though.
Sorry about that.
Had to make up for it.
I appreciate it for my brothers inside of it. Thank you very much.
Well,
You trying to cut me off on my own show?
Just a tad bit.
democracy.
We're gonna pass this back to the owner of Loans and Coffee.
All right. Next question, love.
And the
All right.
student loans, especially.
Yes. How did the term independent become so negative?
Oh, let me raise my hand for this one. Because
I'm gonna ask the women first.
That's madness.
I want to speak.
I'm mad how she remembered where that was at.
That was
So
for the women.
it was for the women, but I think independent became so wrong, and I love my women. You know, it's Women's History Month. I do think that there are some women who take it too far with the I'm independent, I don't need no nigga. I mean, granted, you don't need him. You don't need anybody. You want them. You want a nigga. You want a man.
Exactly.
So I understand that.
I'm gonna cut you off real quick. I agree with you 150% on that one. Are you sure you pressing the
You
right
pressed the
button?
wrong one.
No, I pressed it.
No, you
you pressed
didn't.
the
You
wrong
pressed the
one.
wrong
Made
one.
that sound like
you did with-
Technical
with Freddie
difficulties over here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like the Nightmare on Elm Street. Shout out to Fabulous and Jada Kids for that album.
Hey,
That
hey,
shit's
Freddie
trash.
versus
That
Jason.
what?
Hey,
Freddie versus Jason. That shit was fire. But
I
intro.
like
back to
that.
topic.
Wait, no, I don't
That
like that.
I agree with the owner of Loans and Coffee for
Why
this
do you keep
one.
looking at it, bro? You don't like shit
colors?
heart? That shit need to be ingrained. You wearing purple too? Repping the colors of the Loans and Coffee
Shout out
podcast?
to the
You don't
color
like
purple.
Fab?
If you guys know what it is, you know what
Not
it
the
is.
movie.
Shout
right.
out to the hater across the table for me. You know,
All
much
right,
love goes
next.
to you.
To answer the question, like I said,
Yeah, I got somebody.
I think
getting
the
a
word
lot.
independent came a little negative where some people kind of abuse it. I think there's nothing wrong with being independent. Do I think you can be too independent?
I guess
No, I don't think you can be too independent.
They were.
Q, what do you think about how independent became negative?
I think
Asshole.
that
Why?
I think the word independent became negative once females started rapping it so hard, and men hate that. Men hate anything that women do.
That's not true.
She.
Well, I'm
That's
sorry,
not
most
true.
men, maybe not these individuals in the room. Sorry.
I
Don't
agree with you on that
generalize
one
us.
now, but I don't hate women.
Anyways, the
I don't hate on
women
anybody,
The women are talking.
whether it's a female or male.
She said,
But yeah, I think the word independent became negative once women started boasting about being independent, because again, it doesn't stroke the ego of most men, and it makes them feel some type of way. And women are not supposed to be independent; they are supposed to be dependent. The man is supposed to be the number one provider. So once women became independent, it became an issue.
it became a threat.
I want a woman who's independent though.
I
don't want a
am
dependent woman.
the next person to answer on this question. Independent.
Stop.
Did you tell him that he was?
Yeah,
I didn't think so.
raise my hand right
I
now.
don't think she chose you.
That's crazy.
CJ, go ahead.
I love the negative energy across the table from me. You know, I don't hate or despise anybody, but I love that energy. It keeps me going. It's the fuel in my fire. But back to the topic. I think independency hurts a lot of people. I'm very independent on my own. I'm very independent on my own, and a lot of people dislike that because I don't open up or show my inner feelings towards anyone, whether that's friends, family, or anybody. You know.
Sir, you answering the question.
Yeah, I am answering the
Show
question.
your feelings, bro.
I don't show my feelings at all.
You do.
It's just I'm very independent.
Is this how the word independent became negative?
My headphones. came off.
Negative?
Yeah, that's the question.
Yeah, because you guys look at it as negative because I'm very independent. So I'm answering it from a third person perspective because we're looking at me and you guys are answering it as in, you know, he's very independent. I don't like that, you know. So I'm extremely independent as in I don't need anybody. I do it on my own. It's just because how my background was, you know. for the people who see an independent as a negative person, I think you guys should look deeper into that than just judging the book off its cover.
Mark.
I think it got a negative connotation simply because like when people think that you're like independent and don't need nobody, you feel like sometimes they feel like you're better than them or like above them in most situations because you're just like, I really don't need that.
Don't need them.
You know
And
what I'm
that's why
saying?
I think some guys hate independent women.
Cap.
Not
Hey,
true.
what?
Some guys.
She said some.
I said some. I
Cancel,
didn't say
cancel
all.
culture.
She
she's
said
man-bashing.
some.
Alright, I'm just.
As in 99%. You guys are the 1%.
But it's three of us.
Fact on that.
I said 1%.
I love
Leave them
independent.
after them. Leave them after them.
I love independent women. I
See.
think it's extremely sexy if they're independent. So
Facts.
I'm gonna pass the mic over to my boy Rich.
Facts.
Facts. Do me an independent woman.
Shout out to Neo for that song.
Oh.
No, we don't like Neo.
What?
I can't go into detail about
I
that.
didn't say that.
Episode.
I
Crazy.
didn't say that. She said that.
Yeah. The owner of Loans and Coffee said that. Shout out to Neo. Miss Independent.
Everyone, the owner of Loans and Coffee, her name is Janae.
Yes. There goes.
What's the disrespect for me?
But I just like to go to
From
owner of
New
Loans
York.
and Coffee. She from New York as well. But
And
back to the topic.
And she's there we go. Hold on, you play that for me or her?
Yes,
Not me.
for you.
That's crazy.
Speak, brother.
Yeah, she's right here. Direct the camera. Right there.
All right, answer the question.
Oh, that's tough.
You're not going into the question? All right, next question. All right, let's talk about support systems. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest. Do you guys have a support system? Don't go into detail, just yes or no. Mark.
Yes.
Q.
She said Q. Not who.
She heard me.
It's a yes or no question. Don't think too deep into it.
I'm gonna go into detail about it, but I want you to answer. Do you have a support system?
She does.
You look like you
Santana's also support.
Rich, do you have a support system?
Yes.
Rich,
Yes, I do.
do you
Rich.
have a support system, Rich?
Yeah.
Okay. CJ?
I would say yes. I would say yes.
Hey, shout out my mom. Oh, come on.
Hey, take that shit away from her.
All right, okay.
You're
Okay.
in timeout.
All right. So how do you guys determine that you can trust somebody? Male or female? Let's go. I want you guys to be specific. How do you know you can
You got-
trust a
you
male
got-
as
you
a
got something
friend
to say?
figure? Female, put your hands down. We can speak
You got
first.
something to say?
Okay.
Hey,
For me, I know that I can trust a man when he doesn't belittle my feelings. That's something that happens very often. You know, I am half water, half fucking earth, so I can be a little emotional sometimes. I'm talking about astrology. You guys know I do that. But sometimes I talk about emotions and people will make me feel like shit for it. And
Because they're not attached to theirs.
One at a time. Please.
One mic. But for me, I think that's how I know I can trust somebody, a male. Now, friends-wise, I can trust somebody when I'm able to kind of be myself around them and they don't judge me. The biggest.
like shots fired. I'm gonna fuck you up.
Why do you feel like shots are fired? I'm speaking, nobody else.
Hey, it don't need to be said. It don't need to be said.
Shout out to Q and her Instagram page.
Hey, for
Let's
her.
continue with this
Hey,
discussion.
thank you. But let's get back.
I'm confused.
I don't know what they were saying.
Nah,
People
hand the
don't know
mic
that.
to Rich.
People,
What's the problem?
People don't know that.
Oh, Rich is saying shout out to Q.
No, he said something about shade. Why?
Nah, no shade here. Just shout out to
Hey, free,
Q and her Instagram
free
page.
Q. Hey, free her.
Let's just, you know,
She better dog out.
shout out to Q and her Instagram page.
I'm so
And
confused.
we're going to continue with this question.
Janae, the amazing, could you please repeat the
I
question?
feel like I'm in a circus.
I have no
Janae,
idea.
you are not in
Play-
the circus.
play
You
the
are
women
at Loans
thing.
and Coffee,
Oh,
podcast.
Facts.
Shout out to
Play the
Loans
girl-
and,
play the
Loans
women
and
thing.
Coffee podcast. Janae, continue with your question.
I'm done. Mark, how do you know you can trust somebody, man?
It's really on dependability for me. Cause like, it's cliche, but I don't really trust nobody for real, other than my mom and my sister.
Such a Scorpio
And,
statement.
You know, somebody else. Maybe won't.
Madness.
That's a man statement.
But you know what I mean? Like, it just depends on dependability. Like, if I have a situation, like, who's there? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what niggas do.
Facts.
Yeah.
All right, Q. how do you know you can trust somebody, male or female?
Q's on the mic, everybody. Go ahead, Q. Go ahead, Q.
No,
say what you gotta say, Q.
How you know you trust somebody?
Q.
You've been booted.
Let's go, Q.
Mark has been demoted.
The way that I think the way that I know I can trust somebody is just me being able to be open up with them, like from off jump.
How do you know you can be open with them?
My son, it's
When
my.
I play with them, so when I meet them, it's just the vibe that I get.
What kind of vibe?
It's one mic.
It depends on the person.
One person's
Get a
talking
different vibe.
tonight.
Every person is never the same vibe, but that vibe makes me feel comfortable.
Who the
It doesn't
fuck?
have to have my guard up.
So you get a different vibe every time you meet that person or you hang out with that
That's
person?
crazy. 'Cause
No,
it's my
I
son.
mean, as far as when I meet a guy or if I make friends, it's totally different. Those are the two different vibes.
So how do you know when it's acceptable to put up that vibe from that person
I
that
don't
you...
put up a vibe.
Well, the vibe that you get from that person that's a friend and that person that's just the guy that you like.
This is CJ. CJ is clearly the co-host
please,
on
Call
Lonely
me,
Coffee.
call me Dr.
Yeah.
Phil, please, because I am the therapist that everyone is needed to
Niggas
see.
don't even like Dr. Phil, but
Oh,
you said you don't even agree with therapy, so there's that.
I don't agree with therapy, but I am my own therapist. It's the reason why I don't see a therapist, but I'm great with talking with people. I'm a great speaker.
Cute.
And I'm great seeing people and speaking to people and understanding people. Q.
Alright, look, I was thinking about going. Continue what you were saying. Then we're gonna keep going. Hostess, talk.
I asked y'all a question.
What was the question?
How do you know
Thank
when
you.
you can let your guard down with someone? How do you know you're comfortable?
How do you know you can trust somebody, male or female? If I ask this question one more time, I'm cutting the podcast off.
I feel like I can trust somebody when they actually listen to me and understand me.
It's like
And
What the fuck? What was that?
Oh, y'all can hear that?
I was gonna say ghost.
That fucked my whole head up.
No,
Hey,
I
I'm
was
done.
over here like,
I'm
I
done.
looked at him. I looked at him. He looked at me. He was like,
Hey, I'm
This
done.
is what happens when you don't have some headphones and everyone else is in their own
That's my
scenery
ringtone.
here.
Hey, what? That's
What?
a ringtone?
That is
That's my text
creepy.
tone.
That's
But-
creepy.
To answer the owner of Loans and Coffee, aka Miss Janae's podcast question, I'll have to put that person through certain obstacles.
no, you're playing
Oh
games.
my God!
You're playing
Sorry,
games. You don't
sorry.
need to be- you don't need
It's
to be with
just
that person.
it's just funny.
Cut it off.
I have to. It's just funny to me
God
because
damn, do you
I
guys
feel
see
like-
how this is true?
no, bro.
That's
Because
what's
I'm not saying people are predictable. You know, people call me a witch all the time. Like, you know, I'm into astrology and spirituality all the time. But I know it's
Shout
just.
out to J. Cole, please.
Anyways, it's so common that I hear. You could correct me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna bring up astrology 24/7. But I hear all the time that Scorpios love testing people to see if I can trust you.
facts.
Why?
Because we have to
Why
put
do you need to test
we
somebody?
have to
You
put
should know of jump.
closest to the furnace as
That's
possible.
crazy. And if you get stabbed, then what?
No. Look, the question is, if you can stand in the kitchen and deal with the fire, then you apologize about the
No, so you said you're gonna put them through all these hoops, put them to the fire. What do they get once they're at a near-death experience? What is the reward that they get? Please don't tell me it's you.
The reward, no, it's definitely not me.
Okay.
I think it's a definitely much easier pass and
A pass to what?
to understanding someone. You know? Like you don't understand someone easily. Like most people give you trust easily. Like they cross the line. It's like, oh, here's my trust. You know, if you break it, you break it.
So what comes with your trust?
Understanding of a person.
And what else?
I
Does vulnerability come with it?
I want to patch in.
Does openness come with it?
would say 110%.
Does a new relationship of that person come with it? Is it you understanding them as well that comes with it?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm agreeing with you. Yes. Why? Because most people tend to give out their trust like it's money. You know,
I don't.
money is given out easily to anybody depending on what job you have.
I
I'm
want
just
to know
using that
who
as an
y'all be
example.
meeting because I don't know.
Like,
Yeah.
Myself, my friends, even
So-
y'all in this room. Everybody in this room is
Listen,
basically
so-
saying I don't trust easily.
Listen. I don't trust at all. I have family that, of course, you know, my brothers and sisters that I still don't trust. Only in certain predicaments, but I trust-
Scam.
exactly. See, my boy Rich had a cousin, his own blood, who scammed him out of money.
Do you have a
But
bank?
facts.
excuse me,
Do you have a bank?
I have a bank.
Mhm.
Yes.
How did you get your bank account?
I went into the bank account and opened up. It's only
Why?
because I'm in the military.
Why?
I need to earn my pay.
No. Why did you go to that specific bank?
Because I need to earn my pay.
Who told you about the specific bank that made you want to go to that bank and open a bank account?
The military.
So you trusted them, their word of mouth, to tell you to go to this bank and put your money in there, right?
Yes, because it's
Did you do any research?
Yes, I did do my
Okay.
research. It is an open physical bank. Shout out to Navy Federal.
Yeah, Federal's trash.
I got Navy Federal too. Damn. No,
You
Chase
trust
is
them.
Chase is a scam.
USAA
Not
doesn't
shout out
have,
to my scam
USAA doesn't have a physical bank to go into, but I do go into USAA. I do go into the Navy Federal all the time. It's part of my stuttering. I'm very drunk at the moment.
Give me my.
All right, next question. Can I? Oh wait, no, Mark, you were gonna speak, and then we go to the next question.
I wanted to touch on what she was saying. She was like, "What do you get after?" You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it? I mean, to me, once a person gains my trust, you reap the fruits of the what is it called?
Fruits of the labor.
Fruits of the labor.
Yeah, facts. You know what I'm saying? So
well,
once
what are
I
those fruits? What are the strawberries?
You?
What are the
Are you the fruit?
What are the oranges?
So look, when you get into a relationship, you try to seek understanding and understand the person and get the most out of them. So once I can trust you, then that's when like you said, the vulnerability comes, and then I'll open up, and then I'll just let you in to understand me, and then we have a progressive relationship going forward.
Okay, so during that time, do you take the time to understand them as well? Are you jumping through their hoops as well?
Yes. I mean, it's not jump. Usually it's not like it's one party who makes the other jump through hoops. It's no. Not in every situation, since you don't want me to generalize.
No.
Trust the process.
Yeah,
trust
legit,
the process.
You can trust the process, and it goes nowhere.
No. I'm just saying.
So for that, I want a bag. The fuck?
Where's my bag?
Why are you looking for materialistic items?
No,
when you're looking to gain someone's trust.
We're just joking.
Oh, okay.
Do you see me with the Birkin over there?
We're just joking.
I don't have one, so I wouldn't actually need
right, because materialistic items don't last long. You know, when you die, you can't take any of that.
I still want a Benz though.
That doesn't matter. You can't take any of that with you. I think trust is something.
So why do you have on clothes right now?
Well, I don't have on these clothes because I bought them years ago and I never wore them, and I just took them out.
But why did you buy them?
Because I bought them because I thought of something
They're
ahead.
materialistic. They're gonna disappear once you die.
I'm not materialistic at all. If you look at my closet, it's very small and short.
That's all, folks.
I have a car to get
You have
around.
shoes?
I do, like everyone else.
Okay.
I like
But
shoes.
so you do like materialistic things.
I like shoes too.
I do. I like the feeling. I like the feelings that they bring.
Right. So that's why.
Anyways, you know what happens when Patron gets a little involved, and then it's
Hey, I got Hennessy and Patron.
all right. So we talked about support system, like I said. So I saw this post that basically kind of said independence is a trauma response. It stated that a lot of people are independent because they have to be, which is kind of like what we talked about, saying that you have no other choice but to be independent, so you become independent. So I want to play a little game real quick. The game involves something kind of deep. Nobody's gonna have to express yourself.
You can't if you like.
Yeah, but we know people aren't. So if you are aware, it's done. If you're aware of how shit went wrong, I want you to try and tell me, when did you realize that everything kind of went different for you guys?
You mean like in a relationship?
I don't think you want me to answer this question.
No, I want you to answer.
I can answer.
I told y'all we was gonna have a day where we kind of talk about our secrets and shit. I love all my listeners, so
come on,
Q,
let's go.
She broke up with me.
Wait, it's not your turn.
Yeah,
One
too
mic.
late.
One mic.
You said answer the motherfucking question.
I said one mic though,
Question.
but I said one mic.
Damn it.
Nah,
I'm
I
from
need to show you, bro.
Q, go ahead. Q.
I'm not drunk. It was alright. Kevin Hart's my dad.
For me, I didn't start to reflect on it and think about it until after the relationship ended, like years, or not years, anyways, a long time after the relationship ended. And I really sat and looked, and you said, when did it start to go bad, right? So,
like, what do you think? Do you think something ignited it, or like?
I think the fact that we had spent a lot of time apart and we started going our own separate ways, and we still try to hold on to something that we should have let go a long time ago. Rather than having a set idea, like, you know, we agreed upon doing the X, Y, and Z and everything, we should have just said, you know, I'm in this space right now, you're in that space, and we're doing good right now. Instead of trying to say, you know, when we graduated college, we said we were going to do this, and we still want to stick to the plan. You know, things change, and that's why I think everything started to go downhill.
How long were you in that situation?
I was in a relationship for almost 3 years.
Did you want it to continue?
When?
Why you was in that relationship?
Yeah, like the end result, did you want it to continue like fight for it, or did you want it to like drop?
Yes, until it started getting really bad.
Really bad as in how?
Physical.
Understood.
So once it started getting physical, there's no coming back from that.
Yeah,
I agree.
or sexual.
I don't want to get too deep into it, but did you swing on him? I feel like you're very aggressive.
That's crazy. That's not
I'm
nice.
sorry, though.
Because if this is
All
traumatic,
right, so I'm never gonna lie.
She
Yes.
barked at me.
So I've never in any relationship I've ever been in, I never put my hands on a man before a day in my life, except for this relationship. And this is how I also knew that it was getting bad because he was the type of person who was very aggressive, and that's how he expressed his emotions. He would hit walls and things like that, things to try to intimidate you. So once I started acting like him and doing things like that, I knew that I was going down the wrong path. So it was really time for it to end.
You did a great job by walking
What's his
out
name,
on
like
it.
Tyler or some shit.
what?
His name was a kid.
That seems like it.
He was a kid.
Shout out to Q for stepping out
Calm
and,
down,
and
Tyler.
working
Don't
on her
grab
own
the
mental health.
Shut the fuck up. Nigga said don't grab the
Don't
dime.
grab the dime.
That's not funny. We're not gonna talk about the trauma. Anybody else, and then I'll go once y'all all finish.
Can you say the question?
The question was, when did you realize shit was going down bad?
Down bad as
In my previous relationship, it was just I lost like 20 pounds.
Oh shit.
Yeah, dog. I was depressed because I was like being a simp. You know what I'm saying? I'm usually thugging, but I was being a simp, and Shorty just took advantage of it for real, for real.
Yeah.
So then I just kind of locked everything out. I was like, yo, like I don't even do this. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like you got me fucked up. And then I moved on from that situation, and I'm better off. You know what I'm saying?
Period.
But I just don't do no simp shit no more.
Facts.
Period.
Shout out to my fellow Scorpio from across the table.
Anyways,
Hey, that's my nigga.
Rich. I'm saying like y'all. I can't be. I just talk shit
Hey,
about
bro,
everybody.
I
I'm
can
like y'all.
I can agree with you. Like I started doing shit that I wouldn't actually do. Like just ain't no.
Do we need to have an alcohol anonymous?
Yeah, like bro,
anonymous
what's wrong
class?
with you?
Nah, but for real though, I was doing shit that I was going past what I would say I would never do. And actually
You started breaking them boundaries.
Exactly. So
And once niggas think they can tiptoe, they start skating around this bitch. Let me tell you what you ain't gonna do.
I wanted her to be happy and sacrificing my happiness.
And that's the hardest.
And that's that
That's
shit.
the hardest, man.
Those are the people that deserve to burn.
Facts. I started disrespecting myself, like all
Facts.
my morals.
Oh,
and everything.
yo,
Facts.
OD.
You put
Hello?
yourself.
You
In
lost.
the back burner.
Hey,
Yeah.
I lost myself. No,
No,
real shit.
honestly.
Yeah.
And I honestly,
Started disrespecting myself.
you know, to answer my own question, I was gonna say that's what happened to me. Just like you, when I was at like my smallest weight, you know, a lot of people didn't notice I was still wearing big clothes and shit. That's when we was at ODU. I got cheated on, and I kept losing weight. I was obsessed with the gym. I was obsessed with working out, and I didn't realize how freaking skinny I was. And it was because of
I
that.
got big.
Really? I'm okay with this game. I'll be saying all the time, like, stress me out, please. But I don't mean that. I'm just joking. But for me, I realized it was bad because when you argue more than you guys are having fun, you know, when you guys are.
When it's not fun no more. And
It's
that's
not.
why a lot of people get into relationships. It's because you're that person's getaway.
Yeah.
So
Escape.
it's fun, right? So when you're no longer that person's escape and you're now causing the problems, they don't want to fucking be around you no more. The shit starts getting worse, and then you have somebody who's trying to bring you back to the fun, and the other person is just so stuck in all the bad, you can't go nowhere.
I want to touch on that, like legit as a man. You know what I'm saying? When I can't have peace in my situation at the crib. You know what I'm saying? Because I go out in the world and I'm doing all this shit and I'm doing this and that. I know it sounds cliche as fuck, but when I go
It
to
doesn't
work,
sound cliche.
when I go to work and shit, like, you know, I'm at work like 14 hours out of the day and I'm working my ass off to make some shit. And of course I'm thinking about bringing that person with me. When I come home and I can't have peace, like that shit just fucks me up.
Right, so what
Exactly.
your piece is what? When you come home, what is your piece?
Just being loved on and shit. I mean, you know, I ain't gonna get sentimental.
No, I thought you were gonna say something touching to, you know, something more of him, like, oh, I just want to relax and watch TV.
Yeah, no, I just want to relax for real.
I wasn't
for real.
shooting shots. I was just
And just like decompress. But you know what I'm saying? Like having a woman that can respect and decompress and just help you with that'd be tough. But also respect what she's doing and everything too.
I agree with my brother on the other end of the table.
Right.
Always coming home to someone, you know, who can understand your point of view, you know, dealing with work. Shout out to my brothers who's working a 9 to 5 every day, or is in the military, or is working any type of jobs, hustling, you know.
Not on the block. 'Cause
Whether it is on the block or not on the block, you know.
Sometimes you
You
get
gotta,
this to do
you
shit
gotta
you ain't want to
respect
do.
them niggas on the block, them niggas who can't get a job.
Why you
Working
can't
a
get a
9 to
job?
5 because of the felonies.
Why you got
Target
felonies?
hires fellas.
Many reasons for working on a
There are a lot. There are a
Burger
lot of
King.
jobs
Amazon.
that hire people who've been in jail.
All right, but that's understandable. But some people
I
don't
think
want to
I've
take
seen
answers
6.
from some other people. Some people rather be
That's
their
their
own
choice.
boss and work their own boss.
That's their choice. So that's
That
why
is
people
their
go to
choice,
jail.
but you know,
I didn't say that.
you gotta understand that, and you gotta understand why they go after what they go
I
after.
do understand. I grew up in the hood. I don't want to hear that bullshit.
I mean,
Well,
same, but
you
you know,
would-
it's
you-
a
you fully
mentality
don't
thing.
understand.
I feel you.
It is a mentality.
I'm
It
with
is a
you.
mentality
But
thing
you can also
because
change your mentality.
you could, but
Hey, by the
maybe
age-
that male is looking for a female who's on that same mentality as him to
Sell
dominate.
drugs.
No,
Scammer bay and drug dealer bay.
No.
Hey, what's the question on the topic?
I'm thinking out. I'm thinking as a hustler, like in any type of predicament. That's
Oh,
on
I
the
thought we were
table.
still talking about the boys on the block. Sorry.
No,
We got 6 more
I
minutes.
mean, yeah, the boys on the block, they're all hustlers, bro. They are hustlers at the end of the day. But you gotta respect where they're coming from because that's all they know. They know to get the money.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
a female will choose. I mean, a woman will choose to be in that situation or whatever. But a woman that chooses to be in that situation respects what they're doing,
Yeah, exactly.
understands what they're doing. It's gonna be what that is. But
Yeah.
back to you, my guy.
Yeah, it's just it's whether the female that the male chooses. You know, if he chooses to work with this woman and she has the same mentality as him, stack the money, go for the greater good, legally or illegally. It
Shout out
doesn't
to
matter.
Ozark.
But
Hey, finish that.
That's my
just
shit.
just go after it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Just get the money and look
Get
for a
that
better
bread.
life.
All right, guys. So we are wrapping up. I guess my last messages to you guys after this long episode is kind of just, if you're independent, be independent and be yourself. Man, know yourself. If you feel like therapy is not for you, don't go to therapy. If you feel like you want a support system, just know yourself and know what you consider somebody that you can trust. I want everybody to have some type of support. I don't care if it's a supervisor, a classmate, me,
Or
somebody.
yourself.
I'm not gonna agree to that, but if it's yourself, you can do it with yourself. But
If you got faith, you good.